Getting a reading of my DNA is sort of like getting the ultimate palm read. So before I got my results back from the States, I thought I'd get a second opinion on my future from a man who basically does just that. I found this gem of a man. His name's Debono, aka the fortune teller, and he said he'd read my palm, no problems.
Hi.
Paris, yeah?
Yeah, my name's Paris. How are you? Take a seat.
And you can read my palm for me?
Yeah, I can read your palm. I can also look at your astrology.
Beautiful.
So whatever questions you want to ask me, you can just ask and I'll have a look through your chart and through your palm.
Yeah, so you're a fortune teller?
Yeah, I'm a fortune teller.
All right, well, should we have a look at the...
Palm?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you right-handed?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you've got very strong career line. See, what it shows with you is there's a lot of success. But if you notice, right, with your career line, so your career line does this, it goes right up the middle. It's one of the best ones I've seen in a long time, actually. So what happens is your career line starts here. So you're around here in your career somewhere, in your age, right? And if you notice, you've got forks going all over the place. Yeah. That means multi-skilled. So you've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3, you've got 4. Yeah. But it's all experience building, right? You're kind of doing this and doing that project, and then this project, that one doesn't quite work, but then you learn from it. When it goes up the center like yours, it represents in charge, leadership. But what's happening is when you get to about 35 is when everything, all the trials and different things you're doing, it's almost like pulls together and comes into one road. So there's your lifeline, goes all the way around. It's very long lifeline too. Long and rounded lifelines. When the lifeline is long and round, they're the best ones. Because when it's round, it means well-rounded life, or a life that's interesting. Okay. Sometimes people have very straight lifelines and their lives are usually somehow limited. They don't branch out, they tend to stick to the same routine. Lifelines that are short does not mean you have a short life, by the way. A lot of people think that. If you have short lifelines or broken lifelines, often it means the energy, physical vitality could be limited. Okay. You've also got an Apollo line, which is really rare. Okay, Apollo line means fame. It also means well known. Okay, so either like talented with arts, talented with creativity, that kind of thing. Yeah, often singers or actors have a very strong Apollo line. In fact, if they don't have it, it's not that good because it usually means their fame eludes them or getting recognised eludes them. Yeah. And then you've got this Mercury line too. This one, see how that one juts off your career line? Yeah. Mercury line means talking, selling, information. Mercury in astrology and mythology was the god of communication, and he was the god of tricksters as well. So being tricky, okay. He was the god of thieves, so he was always stealing ideas and kind of wheeling and dealing. So you've got a good sense of that about you, right? Good times. And you've actually got what's called a girdle of Venus. Again, this is another quite rare line. I only see this one on every maybe one on every maybe 50 or 60 people. The girdle of Venus means eye for detail. Okay, sometimes it can mean a bit finicky and a little bit picky. So sometimes it's kind of like sometimes it's a bit like overly picky. This is the heart line. The heart line is your love line. A good indicator is that it does curve up. When it curves up, it's generally positive. But like I said with your planets, in the next 12 months, relationship on a stable level does not look likely. You actually got 3 major relationship lines on your palm. In the olden days, they used to call them marriage lines, but now we call them unity lines. You've even got 1 child line on there that I can see very clearly. There's probably 2 actually, but there's 1 in major one, and that one looks like a boy child. But your headline is very straightforward. So straightforward thinker. It's not too low, so that's quite good. When it's too low, sometimes it can mean depression. When it really arches down, it usually means the person has an issue with either mental health or they're predisposed to it. The other thing I'm noticing in your hand is you've got slight blotches. Can you see the red colouring and then you've got blotches? The blotches can mean blood circulation could be a little bit off too. With readings that I do, I don't often focus on health anyway. I leave that to the doctors. I always, even when people ask me to do a health reading, I say, look, I'm not a doctor, so if you do have an issue, go and see your doctor.
But in terms of whether I should be anxious about going to these results,
I think you will be anxious, but I don't think there's anything majorly off. I think that they might find stuff with your tests, right? I don't think it's going to be anything major, so hopefully I'm right. I hope I'm right.
Thank you so much. There we go.